Most of us here know that there are lies, and then there are damn lies, and then there are statistics. And usually statistics are used to push an agenda and formulate a narrative. What I want to cover in this video has to do with the statement that Joe Biden made last night at the Democratic National Convention. And I've heard this a lot. I've seen it in print, and I've heard politicians say this. And the statement goes something like this.
More children in America are killed by a gunshot than any other cause in the United States. More die from a bullet than cancer, accidents, or anything else in the United States of America. My God.
Now, this statement could be true. I don't know. I haven't found any definitive substantiation for it. So I went ahead and went to GPT. And I asked, what is the leading cause of death in American children? That is my question. That is a specific question targeting a specific demographic. Not adults, not adolescents, children. Adolescents, I understand, is between the ages of 0 and 18 or 19. And you are considered an adult in the United States at the age of 18. So watch how this AI answers the question, or chooses to answer the question, or is programmed to answer this question. The leading cause of death among American children, and then it adds adolescents. That wasn't part of my question, so it's already on the front end being dishonest. Is firearms-related injuries. This category includes homicides, suicides, and unintentional shootings. Firearm-related deaths surpassed motor vehicle accidents as the leading cause of death for this age group in recent years. And then I asked, higher than childhood disease or accidents? Yes, firearms-related injuries have indeed surpassed childhood diseases and accidents as the leading cause of death among American children. And then it adds adolescents. That wasn't the scope of my question. While childhood diseases like cancer, congenital anomalies, and other conditions remain significant, advancements in medical care have reduced mortality rates in these areas. Similarly, improved safety measures have led to a decline in deaths from motor vehicle accidents. However, firearm-related deaths, particularly homicide, suicide, and unintentional shootings, have seen a concerning rise, especially among older children and teenagers. And then I said, give me some solid numbers. And here's what they say. This is super interesting. Sure, here are some solid numbers based on the most recent data from around 2020 to 2022, firearm-related deaths. In 2021, firearms became the leading cause of death among American children and adolescents. And then they say ages 1 to 19. But when you hear a politician say it, they don't say children and adolescents. They say what Joe Biden said here. He just said children, and it becomes misleading, and it becomes deceptive, and maybe at some point it becomes misinformation. Listen to him again.
More children in America are killed by a gunshot than any other cause in the United States. More die from a bullet.
So the context from Biden and many others is children, not children and adolescents. It says with approximately 4,368 deaths recorded, this includes these types of offings, if you will. Firearms accounted for about 19% of all deaths in this age group, and then they go over to motor vehicle accidents. And then I said, in the U.S., you are legally an adult at the age of 18. Why are you including 18 and 19-year-olds as children? Because they said right here, this is between the ages of 1 to 19. That wasn't the question that I asked. I want the real number minus those 18 and above. And then the AI says you're right to point out that legally individuals age 18 and 19 are considered adults in the United States. If we focus solely on children and adolescents age 1 to 17, the number changes. Check this out. Slightly. Oh yeah, there's a slight change in the number. Let's see. What was the beginning number? 4,368. Recorded deaths. And now they're saying in 2021, which is the same year, 2021, they're saying instead of 4,368 deaths, they're saying it's 2,279, but they called that a slight change. So then I press them on this slight change idea that actually they summarize and say, when excluding 18 and 19-year-olds, firearm-related injuries are still one of the leading causes of death. Though the gap between firearms and motor vehicle accidents narrows somewhat. So then I press them on this. You said the numbers changed slightly. You call a 2,089 person decrease from the starting number of 4,368 slight? You started out by dishonestly giving me a bogus number, which includes adults. Then you say that the dramatic decrease from the first number you offered was slight. And so I just press them a little bit harder. It sounds to me like you're promoting an agenda. Now I'm wondering if you're just intentionally lying to me to promote some bogus narrative. The AI responds, this is Chat GPT, I apologize for the way I presented the information. It was not my intention to mislead you or to promote any agenda. I should have been more precise in distinguishing between the age groups and in explaining the impact of excluding 18 and 19-year-olds. When including 18 and 19-year-olds, the total number of firearms-related deaths is indeed significantly higher. Excluding them, as you requested, reduces the number substantially. Not slightly. It says the initial figure of 4,368 does include 18 and 19-year-olds. When focusing solely on 1 to 17, the number drops to around 2,279. Your concern is valid, and I appreciate you pointing it out. My goal is to provide accurate and clear information, and I regret that I did not do so more effectively in this instance. Thank you for holding me accountable. This was my response. Here's the deal. Unless I had questioned your dishonest inclusion of 18 and 19-year-olds and just took you at your word repeating this to others, you would have been the cause of widespread disinformation. I thought you were against harmful disinformation. You're absolutely right, and I take full responsibility for how the information was presented. And then he talks about, or he or she, whatever it is, whatever this program is, talks about the role in answering questions. They finish by saying, I apologize for the oversight and any confusion it may have caused. Thank you for holding me to a higher standard. And I said, stop apologizing and tell me why you were dishonest in the first place. Why did you add adults and a number specifically dealing with, quote, the leading cause of death among American children, which was my initial query. I understand your concern and frustration. The reason for including 18 and 19-year-olds in the initial number stems from how data on deaths among children and adolescents is often reported in public health research. Many studies and reports, particularly those dealing with injury-related deaths, include ages 1 to 19 in their data sets because they focus on the transition from childhood to adulthood, which includes late adolescence. And then they say, however, when you specifically asked about American children, I should have immediately recognized that the focus should be on those under 18 years old and provided data accordingly. I said, your excuse is feeble. Are you telling me you accidentally deceived me, knowing full well that 18-year-olds are not viewed as adults? I meant to say 18-year-olds are viewed as adults. I understand your frustration, says the AI, and I see how my response came across as deceptive. My intention was not to deceive, but I recognized that the way I presented the information was not clear and could easily be interpreted as misleading. And then they go over some more nonsense and rigmarole. I just closed it out by saying, I'm now gun shy around you, pun intended. To which they respond, I understand your hesitation and the pun wasn't lost on me. I appreciate your patience despite the earlier misstep. If you have any other questions or need clarification on anything else, I'm here to help and will make sure to be as accurate and transparent as possible. So back to the original question, I wonder what the leading cause of death in American children actually is, sidestepping any agenda or formulating any narrative. Leave your thoughts about this for the world and the global thought police in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know. Don't forget to subscribe to my email list through my website, highimpactflix.com. Remember, in the time of universal deceit, telling the truth, obviously, is a revolutionary act. I'll see you in the next video.